Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Round Robin. This is your host, Cam. We can't wait to see the outcome of your experiences after you watch this episode on how to benefit from the resources that Kean University has to offer. This show is a place for every Kean student at Kean University. Our purpose is to gather information about education and think about what it means for life after now. You will be able to connect with inspirational guests who have firsthand experience and expertise surrounding education here at Kean. Before we jump into the first segment of the show, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that we are meeting in the traditional land of the Cougars. We recognize their continued connection to the school. To find out more about the importance of this segment, take some notes because we'll have for you. It's very important to know. With that being said, I'd like to introduce our very first guest of this show. Today, I will be talking to Kobe. He is a communication and outreach coordinator at Kean University, Students Affairs, and of higher education. In addition, Kobe is a project manager for this show. So Kobe, thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure, yeah, Cam. Thank you for having me, and thank you for agreeing to be the host to this amazing show. Yes, I am Kobe. I work for Kean University Division of Student Affairs of Higher Education, like you said. I've been working here for about 4 years, and prior to that, a sophomore student who gave the instruction in 2 divisions, Residential Student Services and Student Government.
So awesome. All right. So let's take you back to your freshman year. And if you were going to give yourself a piece of advice or just a word of affirmation, what would you say to yourself in your freshman year?
I would say quality in terms of involvement. I'm still a recovering perfectionist and being like way over involved in everything. And also get to know all the services that Kean has to offer. I was living in the residence halls at Kean. So it was like I would just go to class and go back to the residence halls just to be by myself. And I kept doing that for about 2 months and on, right? And so I had this mindset of I'm not involved, I'll be cool. Just take classes and go back to sleep until I met someone in the cafeteria that invited me to participate in his event. Since that day, I opened my eyes thinking about if I'm involved in a lot of things, then I'll be able to do whatever I want after graduation. And that just wasn't the case because I spread myself too thin. I would say to pick a few things that you really like, that you really love, that brings joy, and just do that.
So can you tell us a little bit more about this show and why Kean University decided to produce it? Why now, and what are some of the main goals about this podcast?
Yes, absolutely. And so as you may remember, in March 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and so the Division of Student Affairs of Higher Education at Kean University really wanted to respond to that, to make sure that families and students were able to access information about life after high school in terms of their education. And some of the things that I really hope students take away from this is that we do have so many resources and things to provide and such a wealth of information.
Stories can be so powerful, and I am really hoping to see that these stories that we capture here in this show will be heard at Kean University. As a host of this segment, my goal is to enforce a change for good in ways our community are looking for a change.
Totally agree. This is also a great platform for young adults like you, Cam, to showcase your talent as a journalist.
Thank you, Kobe. This show really does align with our mission to provide students all the tools that help them gain access to graduate school or any career opportunity in their field. Before we conclude with our first segment again, I want to say thank you for joining me and sharing some inspiration about this show and what this show means for our audience.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
Knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Good afternoon, Cougars. Welcome to our second segment of Round Robin. Your favorite host, it is a pleasure to be here again with you guys. And today, pleasure join me as I join one of the most influential students on campus. Today we are going to interview Mr. Kobe. Please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Kobe, my pronouns are he, him, and I am a senior majoring in business management with a minor in marketing. It is an honor being here with the amazing team, and I hope that you who is behind the screen can take my story to benefit during your process to earn your degree.
Starting with the first question, tell us about your transition from high school to college.
Since high school, I always wanted to be involved with clubs, sports, after-school workshops, but I never had the courage to expose myself and talk in front of big groups because I thought that they were going to judge me because of my physical looking. I had the opportunity to attend Bronze Retreat during the summer, 3 weeks before school starts, and being there was a huge challenge.
What is Bronze Retreat and what did the students gain from that program?
Bronze Retreat is a unique program available to 50 first-year students entering Kean University through collaboration between the School of General Studies and the Center of Leadership and Services. It is designed to give incoming first-year students the chance to learn about many forms of student leadership, to explore options for campus involvement, and to build connections to peers and upper-class leaders.
Thanks for your response, Mr. Kobe. It's great to see how Kean University has so many platforms to build the bridge to success as a leader. My second question for you is what clubs or extracurriculars did you participate and what clubs or organizations do you recommend to get involved with?
As I said, I was a whole different person before Bronze Retreat. After that, I became vice president of freshman class with the Student Government Association. Being able to represent the freshman class was a motivation for me to look for more. I was in charge of hosting events and had to make presentations in different events. After that, I had the opportunity to become a resident assistant. I was trained to be a resource for the residents. During my RA experience, I learned so much about Kean resources such as financials and grants. What Kean Wellness provide and of course our amazing social workers. For my senior year, I decided to become president of Student Government Association. As president, I represent the voice of the full-time undergraduate student body. Through last dialogue, active feedback, and participation in the university community, I really want all students to get involved. Starting with freshman class, I highly recommend to participate in all programs that the school has to offer. Leadership Institute is a really great way to start building that gap. And no matter from what class, who you are, I recommend to enjoy your respective honor society. Get involved giving back to the community, doing community service. In doing community service at Kean, you can gain so much scholarships that can help you reduce the cost of your tuition.
How are minority students treated at Kean University and how accessible are resources for minority students?
At Kean University, we are here to change the trajectory of students' lives. No matter how students enter, no matter what they come from, Kean will take them where they want to be. Something that makes us so diverse is that our campus is committed to provide equal opportunity in employment and education without regard to race, creed, color, national origin, age, sex, gender, religion, family, status, etc. Kean possesses more than 7 offices to create a safer environment for all students. First, we have the Spanish-speaking program. They offer Hispanic students who are in the process of learning English access to higher education. EOF, this program provides access to higher education for educationally and financially disadvantaged students, as defined by the state of New Jersey. And last but not least, our Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion is dedicated to promoting, supporting, representing, and inclusion at Kean, ensuring that we deliver our promise of access and opportunity.
To conclude this interview, my last question for you is any last bits of advice that you would give our college students?
Guys, it was a pleasure being here, and my last advice for you is time to maximize your time. This is our only time in our life where you can live off a few hours of sleep, get your work done, and get involved in organizations, but do not forget to enjoy college. Make this time to create great connections, building professional relationships, and do not be that person that spends majority of their day a week playing Xbox in their dorm, meeting no one. In the real world, it truly is who you know over what you know.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid.
Knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Hey Cougars, welcome back to another segment of Kean Round Robin. Please take this opportunity to open your eyes and use this great platform to absorb all the information that we're gonna provide to you guys. Today, we are gonna do is just ask random group of students on campus and ask them what things you wish you should know before graduating from Kean University. Hey Cougar, my name is Luis Batista, and today I'm gonna ask you, what is one thing that you have learned that you think other students should know before graduating?
I think other students should know before graduating that you need to start looking for job opportunities and figuring out what you want to do your first semester of your senior year. You really need to get on top of it because it zooms by and it goes by so fast. And I think a lot of times people are still consumed with like school now, but realize when May comes, you're out of here. So there's no more school involvement. There's no more staying at Kean. So just really figuring out how to transition out of here is one of the biggest steps.
I would say getting involved on campus would help a lot.
Well, one thing that Kean students can learn before they graduate is that there are internships that are attached to Kean University. So as long as you get in touch with the internship coordinators, they can guide you and advise you as to how you can get in touch with the internship. And based off of what you've already accomplished, your academic strengths, I'm sure they will be more than willing to lend a helping hand and give you the opportunity to apply that internship, especially since it's connected to Kean University.
One thing that I have learned and the advice that I would definitely pass on is that you should definitely explore your horizons. When you're at Kean, you are encountered with diversity everywhere. People from different backgrounds and people from different walks of life. Network, talk to them, see how they're doing. Embrace your knowledge, expand your knowledge. Do what you have to do. I believe in y'all. Y'all got it.
I believe that a lot of students need to know what resources are available to them on campus and to know that you need to use those resources while they're provided to you and why they are free. Because a lot of the people who work here are dedicating themselves to make sure that we get through college smoothly and to make sure that we have everything that we need. And a lot of these resources are invisible and are only there if you take the time to seek it out. And they'll be more than happy to help you because they've helped me and a bunch of other students like me. So definitely take advantage of those things before it's time for you to head on out of here.
I think that this campus has a lot of good professors and students that want people to succeed. So one thing before you graduate is talk to people, talk to your professors, make good rapport with them and your other students, and then they have connections and they'll also know what's best for you. So I would just say to have a good relationship with everybody around here.
Don't procrastinate. Get all your stuff in on time, and just get by.
So if you like struggling with classes, I definitely recommend taking help of the tuition centers at the library. I know for a fact that I suck at English, so I just scheduled an appointment at Tutor Track, and I went from a D to a B.
One thing that I think other students should know is that the importance of getting involved. So there is many ways that you can get involved here in campus, and that opens other doors to you. You can network by being part of a club or organization, even student government. I personally am part of it, and I think it's a really good opportunity for you to grow as a student and professionally as well.
One thing that students should know before graduating from Kean is that they should ensure that the career path that they have chosen, they definitely have a passion, and they're not just doing it for money. They're doing it for the love, the art, the ups and the downs, and so that it could be a rewarding career option for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely say that it's okay to take your time. Everyone has their own path. I think a lot of folks think that you have to accomplish certain amount of things in 4 years, but everyone takes their time. You should never compare yourself to someone else's experience. Your experience is unique. Whatever time you take that amount of time. And that applies to how much you want to get involved with, how much you can handle. And just take advantage of all the resources you get in college, because in real life, you probably won't get half of the resources that are offered at the institution. So definitely take your time, take it slow, manage what you can at your own pace, and just make sure you take advantage of all the free stuff that you get in college for sure.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. It's great that we learn about small things that can help us with our college career. I'm so excited for things that are coming for you guys. Thank you so much and see you next episode.